Chronic disease, pain, and illness can affect anyone, especially college students. The question is, what are the concerns of a person with chronic illness on their future academic success?
I was worried that I wasn't going to have a normal life, to be completely honest. Because even though it wasn't terrible where I was, I knew that there was a chance of it progressing into something worse.
Meaghan Cook is a senior public relations major at Boston University who was diagnosed with Crohn's disease and celiac as a sophomore. She has a mild case of both diseases.
It's hard. It's hard. I mean, you just want to have fun. You just want to have to not think about it. Again, because you just want to focus on your everyday life, but it is always in the back of your mind.
Crohn's is a form of irritable bowel disease that puts stress on the small intestine and colon, while celiac affects your overall diet, forcing almost anyone to be gluten-free. According to a 2011 medical study by the Journal of Ethnographic and Qualitative Research, students with chronic conditions often seek several different ways of coping.
Chronic illnesses often wax and wane and in intensity. Sometimes they seem to go underground altogether, but the idea is that they're going to come back.
Dr. Margaret Ross works in behavioral therapy at Student Health Services. The effects often go beyond just the physical.
What it means psychologically is that the student may end up feeling not really in control of their life.
According to the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation of America, Crohn's disease affects as many as 700,000 Americans and is most prevalent between the ages of 15 and 35. Although the disease is minor for some and by no means fatal, for others, life can be a lot worse. A 2005 study published in the Rehabilitation Counseling Bulletin says that so much of Crohn's is how much it affects a student's quality of life.
And you have no appetite because the pain just takes over your entire body. There's no appetite, there's no desire to get out of bed, no energy.
Zach Drenoff has a moderate to severe case of Crohn's. He was enrolled at Tulane University from 2009 to 2011, but when his Crohn's worsened, he had to move closer to home.
Essentially, I was taking 11 pills a day of various medicines, antibiotics, corticosteroids. It was not fun. One medication Zach takes is called budesonide to help with the inflammation of his digestive tract. If he misses a day of his medication, it can have repercussions on his academics. It affects my focus and concentration because your mind goes from what you're learning in the professor's lecture to now you're thinking about the grumbling, the pain, just the uncomfortable sensation.
Not succeeding academically from a health condition often has side effects such as depression.
I think depression is a disease, and it's more prevalent in people who are not doing well physically. So I think that probably is the driver for depression rather than anything else.
Research from the American Journal of College Health proves that signs of depression filter over into stress for students who live in residence halls.
I have patients that have to take a semester off from college and are unable to finish their degrees, and those are the ones that are truly struggling because the medicine's not optimized, they're in a lot of pain, they may not have enough social support system to get them through, I think.
Recent evidence from California State University allows that chronic illness alone does not affect GPA, but how much a student believes chronic illness affects them can lead to more stress and significantly lower GPAs. Not only does stress affect GPA, but it also has effects on diet. Lauren Ferraro knows all too well the telltale signs of bad nutrition.
If students are eating a lot of convenience meals and they're not getting an adequate amount of fruits and vegetables, that's where we can see those changes in their cognitive function and also in their academic performance as well.
Meaghan Cook makes the effort to go and shop for her groceries. She practically has to in order to function normally.
So we usually advise them to come see the dietitian because they usually don't see the benefits sometimes of eating gluten-free, but it's tough because what happens with celiac disease is that it decreases the amount of vitamins and minerals your body's able to absorb.
I'm not sure actually what's in them, but
Monitoring a diet and knowing what to shop for are integral components.
Heading all gluten, so it's wheat, flour. I try to avoid dairy, which is pretty hard because, again, my diet is pretty basic. I like to try to stick with just fruits and vegetables and lean proteins. It's really kind of bland.
Diet alone is not the way to fight against a chronic illness. In the Journal of Ethnographic and Qualitative Research, it laid out 4 coping mechanisms commonly used by students. Dr. Ross points to one in particular that has a profound effect.
It is, I always say, exercise is the jewel in the crown because it helps everything. It helps you, I mean, you know, it helps your physical state for sure.
Meaghan runs 4 miles 6 days a week to keep her mind off her illnesses. Another aspect of chronic illness is being able to discuss it with friends.
They need dear friends in the community. They need the parents. They need their neighbors. They need their doctors, their providers. And to create a community around them, to just pick them up and have them achieve their career goals.
Building a firm base of friends is key to dealing with a chronic illness. After all, a normal life is not unachievable just from having a chronic illness.
Something that I had to learn, something I was scared to do. I was scared to tell my roommates, scared to tell my best friends, but honestly, they don't care, and they work with me. So there's someone that I can talk to. So at the end of the day, you have to be yourself, and you have to let your guard down.
Some, though, only see the disease for what it is.
I have to deal with. So sometimes, although I'm frustrated that I have Crohn's disease, it gives me a perspective on, like, when I see someone who's handicapped or I hear of someone else battling some sort of illness like that.
While it may be subjective as to how much a person with chronic illness suffers academically, their struggles are very real. For BUTV 10, I'm Patrick Thomas.